Hello, this is National Chess Master R. Rats, continuing my video series on the team match at chess.com, correspondence team match between my video lessons group and the team CARPE DIEM. This was played on board 179. Our man is Scoat versus couldplaybetter, mid-low 1600s versus high 1400 rating advantage thereabouts. And hopefully this will help both of you play better. So yes, we could all play better. It's a good handle. Okay, so we go into the Queen's Indian defense, and a lot of times the main line is to put the bishop on a6. What you're trying to do is lure this knight to d2, so that it doesn't go to c3. Then you bring the bishop back. You'd have to look up the theory on it, the move orders and so forth, but that's the basic idea. Nothing wrong with bishop b7. I'm just showing another alternative because now the knight gets to c3. Now White's trying to get a little bit of space advantage as well as shut this bishop in, take e4 for himself, because Black's pressuring that e4 square. And it seems to me that's just the way this is going. White's getting that space advantage. Black, I think this is good to activate the bishop, get it on a better diagonal, but it could become a target out there to b4 at some point, which White doesn't do. Now Black starts undermining the pawn center. There's going to be a few errors coming up here shortly, as we'll see. Now I guess Black doesn't want the idea of this pawn coming up, so he redeploys the bishop on d6. And now White grabs some space, takes c5 back away from Black. But at this point, Black commits a serious mistake, and White doesn't capitalize on it. I think he does the first move correct, and the next move is fine. But here, Black's in trouble. If the rook retreats, let's try a rook retreat. We're going to play this f6 move. I'm sorry, e5 move, attacking f6. And I really don't think Black can survive this. G5 is coming. I mean, the only way to try to break this thing down, but this just weakens the king position. White can probably win in a lot of ways. If Black takes, just take and resume the pin. If the knight takes here, I think White can just, if he wants, take this knight, get it over with, and then bring the queen in. And I don't think Black's king is too long for this game. There's threats on f7. It's just a bad situation for Black. Okay, so can't play rook e8, but he does play rook h5. And here White misses a simple continuation. Let's see. Can he play bishop takes f6? Let's see. Bishop takes f6. Queen takes. Queen takes. Queen takes. White's won the exchange. And the attack is still, the potential attack is still there. That seems to do it. You have to stop and safeguard your bishop, but that's no problem. Let's see. Well, if anything, you just bring the queen back to e2, and Black's in bad shape for the long run. So he doesn't play. Bishop takes f6. Let's see. He plays g3, and then Black goes b5. And here he can still play bishop takes f6, but he doesn't. Plays e5, and Black gets a little bit of counterplay here. And here's a point when Black just missed a chance to mix things up. Knight takes d5 is a very reasonable move. Okay, if queen takes, this knight takes. Now black's down the exchange again, but suddenly this king's a little shaky. Let's make a bad move for white if we can find one. Let's see. I just want to make it black's move. Let's put the rook on c1. Okay, well, here comes a discovered check, and you get out of check. And here comes another discovered check, and suddenly white's position is starting to look a little precarious. This is the only legal move, and these pawns are looking awful potent. See what I'm saying? Black has some compensation for the exchange he's given up. But instead, black just takes this bishop off and gives up the exchange this way, but he's not getting effective counterplay, and white doesn't grab the rook. White just grabs the knight. And now the black rook is loose, so white's found a good move. Black was hoping for pawn takes, I guess, but white didn't cooperate. So he saves the rook, but it doesn't really save the rook because white comes up with a double attack, threatening the rook and threatening mate. Black jettisons the rook, but now he's a rook down, and there's a mate threat. So black just doesn't have any adequate resources here. He might have had some counterplay in the lines I showed, but this way it just didn't work. So could play better. You could play better. Good. Hopefully these things help you. Now, can we do anything different? I like this bishop c5, but then, what if white just does this now and drives you back? Okay, so let's try to find a safe move. Let's play d6, and the reason I'm playing d6 is I'm keeping this bishop here where white's not going to have an annoying pin, where it tends to restrict. White can't necessarily push e5 all that easily. I guess it could, but it's going to soften up d5. The e file opens up and d5 becomes exposed. And maybe you could play for a5 and try to redeploy this knight to c5, anchor that knight in. If white plays to prevent that, it's one less move from. He's losing tempo, is getting developed. Like, white can obviously play b4, but then you can get a5 in, and you can liquidate some stuff. Okay, and you're still controlling e5 with your knight. White can't necessarily push e5. I was giving reasons why it couldn't. And the a file can be opposed. Yeah, white could take back with the queen. Let's look at that. But I don't think black has anything to fear. If the queen comes down, just come over here. Okay, and white's been spending time. He's not ready to swing a rook over because he hasn't castled yet. So the moment white stops to at some point he needs to castle. Let's castle now. Well, then you get a5 in. Okay, and now if a4 or b4, so what? Just take. Now you don't have to take on well, no, you can't, because you see there's the pin. See, it's a critical tempo. So this was a decent plan for black. White can't play b4, so I'll just go about his business and develop. And black does the same, and let's get the queen off the back row. And I mean, this obviously isn't forced. b3 is a little soft. White probably doesn't have to worry about that. It's a game of chess. Let's see. Might have to. Well, that might be dangerous here. Where are you going to put this bishop? See, there's tricks. Why is it letting me put the bishop here? What am I? There it goes. Whoops. So I picked the wrong square to put the queen on for white. But even if I put it on d2, there's still going to be a tempo on the rook. And the bishop's on a better diagonal on a6 f1 than it was on a8 h1. So these are some of the themes that you want to use in openings like this if you're playing black. White's picked up some space, but it's not exactly clear how he takes advantage of it. I mean, he's got some maneuvers up his sleeve. Let me just illustrate. Let's not put the queen on E2. Let's put her on D2, and now we'll keep the bishop. Now we'll play this, and see, it's still Black's move. Black's having a wee bit of an initiative here. Okay, let's try this move. And here's what I'm trying to do for White. I'm trying to get it maneuvering knight to F5. But Black should be okay. Black can just go ahead and put his bishop here now, have it done with. And when the knight comes to F5, we have a game of chess to be played. Black's pieces are active. It's not clear exactly how White's going to crack through. It's the kind of game you get. Strong player plays a strong player. They're playing strong moves like this, and they basically sit and take their time and try to find try to create a plan. Maybe this is staring us. Let's see. Wait, it's White's staring at us. Let's see. Let's wait. Let's delay that. Let's do this now. Chop, chop. Where's the knight go? Did I bungle a piece for Black? I don't think I did. Let's see. Knight goes there. B5 doesn't work. Maybe this a little awkward for Black, but again, this is just an illustration of analyzing. You're trying to find squares for your pieces and restrain your opponent. As it turned out, Black just ran into trouble because of White's pawn roller in the center, and getting a pawn to D6 stops a lot of that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. The score was 1-1, so Could Play Better did play better in his other game, and good luck to both of you, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.